In this video, I'm going to show you how to create the sheet called Microphone Assembly Orthographics. Before you go any further with this video, you need to download a file from Google Classroom. This file is called Microphone Assembly Orthographics. When you download it from Google Classroom, you must download it into your technical folder. If you don't know how to do this, ask your teacher for help now. Once you've downloaded that file, go to the top left-hand corner of the screen and click on File. Then click Open. In this window, make sure you've got your technical folder open in the look-in part. If you don't know how to get your technical folder here, ask your teacher for help now. Once you've got your technical folder open, scroll down the folder until you find the file called Microphone Assembly Orthographics. Once you've found it, click on it and then select Open. If when you first open this file, like me, you can't see the whole sheet, double-click the middle mouse button. Now we need to insert some views into this. In order to do that, we need to move the mouse to the top left-hand corner and click on Base. In here, you need to search for the document you use. So in order to do that, you click on this little yellow folder. And then in your technical folder, you need to find the assembled microphone file. If you don't know how to find your technical folder, ask your teacher for help now. Once you've found your technical folder, scroll down until you find the file called Assembled Microphone. When you find it, click on it and then click Open. At this stage, we want to create an end elevation to the left of this microphone. So I'm going to move the mouse to the left of it. You can see there's a green box appears. Left click to create that view. I'm then going to change the scale of this to 1:1. So I'm going to move the mouse across to the scale area here, click on a little arrow and select 1:1. After selecting the scale of 1:1, I'm going to make sure my styles are correct. So in the style boxes here, you should only have the central one selected. When they're selected, they've got a blue background. So if the first box has got a white background, that's perfect. And if the third box has also got a white background, that's perfect. If, however, these are selected, then click on them to unselect them. Once you've got this set up, click OK. Because these views are overlapping, we need to move them on the screen. So I'm going to go to this view here, move the mouse over it, you'll see a red box appear around it. When you see that, click and hold the left-hand mouse button, and then move the mouse around to drag these views into position on the screen, somewhere like that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a sectional plan. In order to create any sectional view, we need to move the mouse to the top left-hand corner of the screen and click on Section. Then I need to select the view that I want to put the cutting plane for the sectional view through. And that view is this one here with the microphone on its side. So I'll move the mouse over this and click where you get the red border around it. Then, when the cursor changes to this cross symbol, move the mouse to the left-hand side of this and down the left-hand side line until you see the green dot. Without clicking any mouse buttons, move the mouse to the left-hand side, and when you can see the dashed line and then a yellow dot beside it, left-click once, move the mouse all the way through the view until it's outside the view on the other side, left-click again, then right-click, and select Continue. Now, move the mouse up the screen until the view's positioned around about here, and then left-click. That's me now created the 3 views I need for this sheet. What I'm going to do now is add center lines to this sheet. In order to add center lines, I click on the Annotate tab at the top left. To add center lines, you move the mouse to the central part of this tab. They're all in this section here. You'll use the center mark in order to mark center lines for circular faces. So click on the center mark tool, move the mouse to this view here, the end elevation, and click on the large circle. Then move the mouse to the elevation and click on the largest of the circles here. There are no more circular shapes to mark here. So now I'm going to move the mouse to the center line tool. And I'm going to move on the plan view. I'm going to move the mouse to the very left-hand side of the line. When I can see the green dot, click once. Then move the mouse all the way to the other side, to the right-hand side line. When I can see the green dot, click again. And then move the mouse to the right and click again. I now need to add center lines to the areas at the top and bottom of the microphone casing where the screws are to go in. So to do that, I'm going to have to zoom in on these areas to make them appear larger on the screen. So to zoom in, remember, roll the middle mouse button towards you. Then I'm going to pan the view down to make it a little bit easier to add these center lines by clicking and holding the middle mouse button and moving the mouse. So I'm going to click on the center line tool. I'm going to move to the top of this line here where you've got the green dot up here, the bottom part where you get the green dot, and again, click. Then I'm going to pan the view so I can see the bottom. So click and hold the middle mouse button and move the mouse up. I'm going to repeat that again until I can see this part here. Make sure I've got the center line tool selected. Go to the top of this line here. When you see the green dot to mark the center of it, click once, move to the bottom until you see the green dot to mark the center line. Click again, and then click again to apply that center line. Now, I'm going to double click the middle mouse button in order to zoom out again. There is no requirement to add dimensions to an assembly drawing, so I don't need to do that. Once you've zoomed out, press the Escape key on your keyboard to deselect any tools you've got. There is no requirement to add dimensions to an assembly drawing, so we don't need to do that. Before we go any further with this, we're going to save our progress so far. So to do that, move the mouse to the top left-hand corner of the screen, click on the orange File button, then click Save. The next stage of this is to add the drawing view labels. In order to do that, move the mouse to the top and click on the Annotate tab. Then select the Text tool. First of all, I'm going to label the large front view here. This is the elevation. So I'm going to move the cursor down to below the elevation, click once. When you see the format text box appear, type in elevation. Then click OK. I'm then going to label the end elevation, which is this view here. So move the mouse below it, click, and then type in end elevation. Then click OK. Now we're going to label the sectional plan we created. So move the cursor to below the sectional plan, click, and in the text box type in sectional plan on AA. And we say on AA because those are the letters that are attached to the cutting plane, A and A. So once you've typed this in, click OK. Then press Escape on your keyboard. We're now going to remove this AA sign that is above the sectional plan by double-clicking on it, and then holding down the backspace key just to delete all the text that's in there, then click OK. We're going to save our progress at this stage, so move the mouse to the top left-hand corner of the screen, click on the orange File button, then click Save. Now we're going to complete the title block at the bottom of the screen. So we need to complete the Drawn By area, the date, and the scale. In order to make completing this a little bit easier, I'm going to zoom in on each of these. So move the mouse over the Drawn By bit to start with, and then roll the middle mouse button towards you. Then I'm going to pan this view up slightly so I can see it's a bit easier. You pan the view by clicking the middle mouse button and moving the mouse. Then on the Drawn By, move the mouse over it till it turns red, then double click. Then in the Format Text Date box, type in your name. Then click OK. I now want to pan the view across so I can see the scale and date boxes. So again, to pan the view, click and hold the middle mouse button, and then move the mouse. In this case, I'm going to move the mouse to the left. And then I'm going to repeat that again so I can see this a bit easier. So click and hold the middle mouse button and move the mouse. Here, I'm going to move the mouse over the word date until it turns red and double click. I'm going to type in today's date. Then click OK. Then do the same thing for scale. Move the mouse over it until it turns red, double click. And then here I'm going to type in the scale we use, which is 1 to 1. And then click OK. To make this sheet fit the whole screen again, double click the middle mouse button. Now we're going to save our progress, so move the mouse to the top left-hand corner of the screen, click on the orange file, then click Save. What we'll now do is create a PDF of this sheet. We're going to do that in order to upload the PDF to Google Classroom. So move the mouse to the top left-hand corner of the screen, click on the orange file button, then click on Export, then click on PDF. The PDF will automatically save into your folder you saved this in originally. So just double check that in the Save In area you've got your technical folder. If you don't know how to get to your technical folder, ask your teacher for help now. If you're in your technical folder, just click the Save button. You should now upload that PDF to the Google Classroom assignment that your teacher has set you. If you don't know how to upload a file to a Google Classroom assignment, ask your teacher for help now. That's us finished this video. Now you can move on to the next one.